Tax time can be confusing. A convoluted set of rules, regulations, surcharges, and levies can make filing out a correct tax return almost impossible. And yet, millions of Americans each year opt to do their own taxes as opposed to hiring a chartered accountant or tax professional. When is it a smart idea to do it yourself? When should you call in the experts? What are the penalties for lodging an incorrect or purposely false tax return? In this video, we're going to talk about whether or not it's a good idea to do it all yourself or get some professional help. But before we get started, make sure you smash that subscribe button below. We're always releasing fresh and exciting content, so if you want to be among the first to see it, please give that notification bell a click and join our notification squad. So, should you do your own taxes? It really depends on a few factors. Let's start with the obvious: time. Even the simplest tax return can take upwards of 1 to 2 hours at the least. If you don't have the time or patience to wade through payslips, receipts, invoices, and bank statements, a tax accountant may be your best bet. The next caveat to deciding whether or not to do your own taxes is money. For some, the average cost of $174 charged by accountants to prepare your tax return is a cost that outweighs any possible return, and it's simply not worth the cost. However, a professional tax accountant may be able to recoup or save large amounts of money from your taxes using expert analysis and financial knowledge. The fee for preparing your taxes may be worth it in the long run. The complexity of your financial situation is also a major factor when deciding how to process your taxes. If you have a straightforward tax situation with no dependents, earn under $69,000 a year, have no investments other than retirement accounts, and no significant assets or charitable contributions, then doing your own taxes using the free IRS tax preparation software will be a great choice. Check out the IRS website that hosts a suite of free software applications for download. Your understanding of tax laws can be a determining factor as well on making this decision. You don't necessarily need to be an expert, but understanding tax jargon and being up to date with ever-changing tax legislation can give you a big boost. A lot of the tax forms are simple and can be interpreted with just a little research, if you're willing to put in the effort. If you're not, you may want to consider paying a professional. Tax deductions can be tricky. Knowing what you can and can't claim, even as a single-income employee, can result in benefits if done correctly, or harsh penalties if done incorrectly or fraudulently. Sweeping changes to the tax codes and the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act in 2018 mean that there are significant changes to how deductions are calculated. For example, the state and local tax deduction has been limited to $10,000 combined. Personal exemptions have been eliminated from the tax code as well. Most deductions require detailed invoicing and receipts, so if you're filling out your own return, make sure you have proof before claiming any items on your return. You also need to be aware of the distinction between personal and business deductions, especially if you run or manage your own business. A registered tax professional might be your best choice, if that is your case. So, what are the penalties for lodging an incorrect or fraudulent return? The IRS estimates that 17% of taxpayers fail to comply with the tax code in some way. They admit that most tax fraud is due to negligence and/or ignorance to tax law, and for this reason, unless they are obvious signs of willful tax evasion, the IRS will attempt a reconciliation of incorrectly lodged forms through the audit process. A taxpayer that willfully attempts to evade paying income taxes is subject to criminal and civil penalties that can be punished with imprisonment for up to 3 years, a fine of up to $500,000, plus the cost of prosecution. As the law relies on voluntary compliance, convictions of tax evasion are widely publicized to discourage further violations. Taxes can be a complex beast, so assess your options and the intricacies of your financial situation to come up with the option that works the best for you. If in doubt, check some of the top tax websites like taxact.com, turbotax.com, and the IRS website for advice and direction. At the end of the day, tax accountants are there to take the difficulty out of your return and hopefully help you avoid making costly mistakes that may get you in a mess with the IRS. Plus, they can save you some time and frustration from having to do all the shuffling and reading yourself. Still, many Americans do their own taxes every year with no issues, especially now with many free to low-cost online tools available. For those who feel their finances are fairly simple and straightforward, these online tools can be a great money-saving option. Still, we recommend you consult a tax professional if you feel your financial situation is a bit too complicated. And that's it for today's video. Did you learn anything today? Do you do your own taxes or hire a professional? What online tools do you recommend? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like and share this video with your friends. We're also releasing new content all the time, so if you want to be among the first to watch our regularly uploaded content, please smash that subscribe button on the right. If you're feeling particularly crazy, you can always ring that notification bell as well. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.